What's up, you guys? My name is DianaDimes. We're back again with another video. This video is a little different than the rest of them. I usually post content about like working out and like health and fitness and stuff like that, but I also think that a part of being healthy is also like learning and becoming a better person just internally. Like I think it's really interesting just to like, the more you know, it's just better overall. And so something that I started doing that I have a little bit of an interest in and I wanted to kind of explore is data analytics. So Coursera has a free trial for about 7 days, and then after the 7 days it becomes, I believe, $39.99 or $39 a month. And also they offer a scholarship. So briefly about Coursera. Coursera offers this Google Data Analytics professional certificate. It is 8 different programs. So right now I'm doing the first one, and the first one is about 5 weeks. So I just finished the first week of the 5 weeks of the first program. So I don't, unless you're like kind of like rushing through everything, I don't think you can get the whole certificate in the 7-day trial. And then I also think in order for you to get the certificate, you need to be paying $39 a month. You can also audit the class, so you can do the class for free. So if I was like, yeah, after the 7-day trial, I don't want to pay for the class anymore, I can audit the class, but I can't get their certificate. And so one of the things with me is the $39.99. So I'm really big about scholarships. I've gotten scholarships in the past, and so I wanted to apply for this scholarship too. So as soon as you get your free trial, you can go ahead and cancel it, and you still get those 7 days for free. And then after the 7 days end, then you can audit the class. And while you're auditing the class, you can either audit the class or you can pay for it. But while that is happening, you can submit a scholarship, and then the scholarship takes about 2 weeks for them to either approve or deny. And if they approve it, then you get approved for about 180 days. But you have to abide by their honor code and everything like that. If you don't get it approved, then you have to pay the $39.99 if you want to get the degree. If you just want to learn, you can audit the class. Generally over week 1, they do go over how the platform works. So one of the things about online training or like online learning and courses and things like that is that they have like a discussion forum where they basically allow you to meet all the other people that are taking the course, and they get to like, you get to interact with them. The more you interact with them, the more you're able to learn. They also offer like a lot of like links in the course that are optional. So if you have something to say about it, you can go to the discussion forum and be like, hey, like this is what I thought about it. Does anybody have anything else to say? So that's kind of how like you get like your group discussions in there. They're not mandatory, but I do recommend them because I've taken online courses before, and I think that is like, it's not like class, but it's definitely still like a learning environment. So it's really important. In week 1, they also go over like how you should act, like what you should write in the discussion forum, like things that you should actually write in there, or like ideas that you should actually share in there, rather than like, don't share like, hey, like follow me on Instagram or like stuff like that. It's supposed to be an educational space, right? Also, another thing in week 1 that they do go over is learning logs. Learning logs is basically like it's like a log. A learning log is basically after you do a chunk of work, they're like, hey, like let's go ahead and review it. Like, what did you learn? How can you apply this to your personal life? Let's reflect on it, so that the concepts that they're going through, you can actually use them and apply them to your life, so that they don't just like, oh yeah, I learned this and then like that's it, you know? No, like you actually apply it to your life, so it kind of sticks, it ingrains in your brain. Also, you can take the program, like if I wanted to start in program 3, you can do that too, but they advise to take everything in order because that helps build on concepts. So like if you start with 3 and then you go to 1, it's gonna be like, wow, I already know this. Or like 3 is gonna be super hard, and then when you go to 1, it's gonna be like, wow, this is out of order. Do it in order so that you can build on your concepts. One of the good things about this online course is that you can take your whole time on it. Like if it takes you 2, 3, 4 years to finish the whole certificate, you're good, because everything is like based on your pace. So if you can't finish in the time that they like, hey, you should finish within a certain amount of time, which I haven't seen the other the programs 2 through 8, but if they're each like 5 weeks and they're like, oh, like you should finish in 40 weeks. If you don't finish in 40 weeks, that's totally fine. Everything is up to your pace. So if it ends up taking you like 5 years, like 12 years, like it doesn't matter. What they do care in order for you to get the certificate is just that everything is completed and all the exams, you got 80% passing rate. Also, you can take the quizzes as often as you want. I think there's you have 3 chances in 24 hours, and then after that it resets. So you can keep taking the exam again and again and again until you get 80%. So that's also really good. If, for example, you don't meet the deadlines that they put for you, you can reset the deadlines. I'm telling you, like, this is literally like, it's up to you. If it takes you years to do it, cool. If it takes you weeks to do it, cool. It's all up to you. I think that's it for like the formalities. of it. I just wanted to go over week 1 and like the some of the topics that they cover and stuff like that, things that are in the exam. I'm not gonna say exactly what's on the exam because that's also part of the honor code. I just wanted to go over the important concepts in week 1 and then go from there and do week 2, 3, 4 and stuff like that, just so that it's able to help like me. If I'm able to teach you guys about it, then I have it better like in my brain. But then also like if you guys needed help with something that was like in week 1 or like week 2 or whatever, we can go over it and then you could get a second point of view, and that would also be helpful. So they basically go over like what data is. So data is a collection of facts. Data analytics is the collection, transformation, and organization of data in order to draw conclusions, make predictions, and drive decision making. Data analytics is someone who collects data in order to help make important decisions, and those definitions are important because they're very similar, but they have like little differences. So I think the biggest thing for week 1 is the process in which data analytics happens. So ask, prepare, process, analyze, share, act. That's the basis of data analytics according to Google Analytics. So this is going to be super important. So basically data analytics allows you to see what's currently happening, and you kind of get like an overall gist of like, is it working, is it not working, like what can we do better? So then you find gaps in there, and then you're like, okay, well according to the data we're doing so and so and something is missing, and so then you're like, okay, well what can we do to improve it, right? So you start implementing things to improve it, and then you start analyzing that data, and then you're like, okay, well is it better or is it worse? You know, so that's how you come up with better processes for services, products, customer service, things like that. Data ecosystems are elements that interact with one another in order to produce, manage, store, organize, analyze, and share data. For example, like hardware, software, analysts, and basically everything that goes into helping analyze the data. So for example, if things are on the cloud, then use the cloud. If things are on a computer, then you use a computer. If I'm going to analyze the data, then me and the cloud or me and the computer are like part of the data ecosystem. Literally anything that's involved with data analysis is part of the ecosystem. One of the good things about the course too is that it allows you to like this is a general scope of like what data analysis is, and if you're interested in data analysis, this is what it is. But then also if you're interested in data science, which is something completely different, then they're also like, okay, well from here we're going to teach you the basics, but you have to decide like what you want to do with it. Data science is creating new ways of modeling and understanding the unknown by using raw data. A little part of data science and data analysis is using a gut instinct. Basically, like, well, one of the ways that I think about it is that like if I see a math problem and like it's like 2 + 5 is 5, right? If you're adding something to 5, the response should not be 5. You know what I'm saying? So there's like a gut instinct to be like, I think that that's wrong, you know? But then they also say like, okay, well, don't use solely your gut instinct and then go from there. If a business is relying on you to give a solution and you just use your gut instinct, then you're not doing a service to them. You know what I'm saying? Some important questions to ask yourself according to what they had said is, how do I define success for this project? What kind of results are needed? Who will be informed? Am I answering the questions being asked? How quickly does the decision have to be made? So if, for example, if the decision has to be made in about like 30 minutes, then you don't really have the time to like analyze all this data and be like, oh, like, you know what, maybe we should do this and this and this, right? So maybe at that point you do have to use more of a gut instinct, according to them. That's what they say. And so obviously if you have more time, then you should use the more scientific route rather than just using a subjective answer. So that's basically it. I think the main things that I had to focus on when I took the exam was the difference between data science and data analysis. Also everything that is in week 1, even like how to use like the discussion forum, like the learning logs, how to talk to your peers in the discussion forums, the difference between data analysis, data analyst, like all of that is going to be in there. So I would say just make sure that you know the concepts, because one thing that I kind of like always focus on is like, okay, well, they said that the definition is this and this, and they said it word for word. And so yeah, that's helpful, but at the same time I feel like just in general what's going to really help you is if you have a really good basis of what the concepts are, right? So like I think that week 1 was pretty doable. If you guys need help on it, you guys can leave comments and then I'll help you guys out to see like what if there's like a gap in like what you're learning, or like if there's something that you don't understand, it can help you out. This is week 1. I already started week 2, so we're gonna see week 2 in about a bit. Yeah, but thank you for tuning in today. This is a little different from what I usually do, but this is something that also interests me, and it is important to my health, and is, I think, important just to health in general, like just constantly learning about different things, not staying stagnant, not conforming with what you already know. Make sure to like the video, because that would help me a lot. And make sure to share the video with your friends, anybody else who is interested in data analytics, anybody who is also taking the course with you. Also create study groups, that'll help you a lot. I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm about to go to the gym, so I'll see you guys, and let me know if you need any help. Make sure to like, share, and comment, and I'll be in the comment box there with y'all. So yeah, I hope you guys have a good day. Bye, Dimes.